It's finally happening. Tearing up the yard. Oh yeah. This wood is roached, rotten all the way through. I'm surprised it held up this long. This whole back corner's ready to cave in. I'm not sure how far they're gonna carve it back. Roached. That's the end of day one. It tore into the back half of the backyard wall. Took out a load of dirt, came back for all these timbers. So got a little less than the front half and the back return. And with the block wall, they're actually going twice as far back to hold this corner in. Block wall with the geogrid. You can see how this wall was bowing. I mean, it's an 80-foot long span, and they only had 4 dead men in it, which is extremely underbuilt as it is. They'll also be sinking the fence posts, so I don't have to dig through gravel. They thought it was easier than the sleeves, which is what we talked about before. And once they get the side done, they'll jackhammer out this concrete, rip out the front wall, and do it all again. Looks like they got all the timbers pulled. It's a 2-man crew. One guy's working the excavator, throws dirt in the skid loader. That guy throws it in the dump truck. When they're full, the guy gets out of the excavator, drives the dump truck to wherever their yard is. 3 guys and 2 dump trucks. Would be better, but what do I know? They're carving down to get a good footing. The people that built the first one were jokers. The upper timbers were somewhat holding up. The lower ones on the backside, roached. Look at that. Probably a product of next to no gravel in there, so the moisture just sat right against it. I want to drive these things. I don't think they'd approve. Next, they got the back corner dug out, pulled all the timber. Load of gravel is here, probably 3/4 inch gravel. So today they got the gravel base in and started running the row. They got a string line, 8-foot level. Should be filling in the blocks. I think they're gonna do it 2 rows at a time. This is the finicky work. Getting these first couple courses straight. They have 2 courses run all the way to the back. Most of a third done. Filling the blocks and backfilling the wall. I did talk to them. They do geogrid every 3 courses. It's up there. I've done some research. They make 2 versions, and I'm hoping that's the biaxial, meaning it can be laid either direction. I'll have to check. And I'm interested to see how they deal with this. They're just gonna step those blocks in since they didn't carve that down as much. I mean, I guess technically the land is holding itself in over here until you get, I don't know, 3 feet up. End of the day, they got through another 2.5 to 3 pallets of block. Did confirm this is biaxial. You can tell by the weave. It's the same both directions. I don't think they could tear this back anymore, because if they did, they wouldn't be able to fit the skid steer up there, or they'd undermine it. So that's probably why. Wondering once they get it up here, they might be able to tear back top layer to lay another piece of grid, because one more course and it gets another layer of grid. This is around 3 feet in the front. Overall, it's going to be 4 or a scotch over 4. More block. Fence posts arrived. 9-foot posts along the wall, and then 8 foot for the back. They're gonna sink all the posts along the wall. I'm gonna do the front 3 and the 8-footers myself. Got them laid out every 6 feet. Looking good. Corner blocks are straight. You get 2 faced sides. It's the end of day 5. They did set fence posts. Gotta do geogrid, 1 more course of blocks, and then the cap. They got the last course of block on there. Dug back out the holes around the post. Went and got their concrete mixer. They're gonna slam some concrete down in there to act as ballast, keep things where I want it. Got the post set in. Concrete. Geogrid. Top row of block. Stuck on, adhered with some adhesive foam. And I'm sure they'll backfill that with gravel, I'm not sure how high, and then dirt. Probably had to go get some more gravel. There's some sand. They gotta fill the block still too, as I try not to fall in the hole. Came out easy. Start of a new week. It's raining off and on. I didn't think they'd show up, but they did. Cut a couple of the top caps for that wall, and then they ripped out the front wall. through all the wood in the back of the truck, and the guy took off. Self-return here had to cut the bolts because couldn't get them out with the impact. There was a deadman here going into the yard. Managed not to tear up the gas line. Stairs came out like a loose tooth. Unless they pack it in due to rain, I guess a jackhammer attachment goes on to tear this wall out. Should be interesting. I'm not sure if this wall is original, 1927-28, but there is no rebar. Just a very thick wall. Gets wider at the base. It actually flares in. Almost there. It's giving the jackhammer a workout. We're finding it was never attached to the house foundation, so that probably rules out being an original function. The house next door has one similar, and that house was built in the 40s, 50s. It goes 2, maybe 3 inches at the most below the grade of the driveway. And in the middle, it's 21 inches wide. So it's at least 2 feet at the root. I'm pulling that tree out so it doesn't give any problems down the road. Roots and all that. It's a pain in the ass to mow around anyway. See you, little buddy. It's Tuesday. They got the rest of the concrete wall ripped out. Truck was full, so they had to go dump. Tree got ripped out. Still some rubble sitting around. Digging down for the footing. I'm glad they're going nice and deep so that when it comes time to replace this driveway, we're not undermining the wall. It was nice and thick. I am not sure where all these roots are coming from. Maybe that tree. It's a bit unnerving. Chimney goes nice and deep. Sits on a sizable footing. Solid concrete. Let's measure that. It's 19 to 20 inches thick, deep, about 30 inches wide, and it is connected to the house, so a solid pour. It's good to see. I've always kind of been worried about how that's sitting. End of the day, sun goes down around 4 now. Carved out for a footer, carved out for the steps, carved out along the driveway. It's got to be close to a foot deep. I'll probably roll in with a truck full of gravel, start packing in a nice footer pad. So I guess they're just gonna ramp it up and do whatever steps they need to do. It's like a floating island. House in the clouds. Maybe I should just leave it like this. Put a moat in there. 3 courses on the side, got a backfill, geogrid. This is our goal, 4 feet up. Can't go above that without a structural engineer. Snowed overnight and it was 30 today, so crew didn't come for work. It was kind of a slippery mess out here. Where they ended up yesterday, 3 courses, backfilled, geogrid, 2 more courses. Gas lines covered up, so we're out of the danger zone there. Started blocking in the stairs. It's a 4-foot opening. The porch is between 5 and 6. That's gonna get ripped off and rebuilt anyway. It's rotting away. And it's kind of beyond saving, and it doesn't have proper footings. It's built right on top of an old brick staircase. And that bump out really doesn't have anything holding it up either. It's kind of just cantilevered, hanging off the house. So I got some work to do there next year. They can probably finish the block wall tomorrow. And then it's just a matter of, punch list, tidying up, backfilling with dirt, pulling this post. It's looking good. Saturday morning, project is done. Crew showed up around 7, started drizzling around 8. They pushed through, finished at noon, and then the skies opened up. They brought in the loam, did some grading. This is the finished sidewall, 80 feet long. The front's in. Granite steps, reused some of my granite blocks for, lead pads, I guess. Stepped it up. Filled her in, looks good. Now I'll work on the fence until snow shuts me down, get a few quotes on asphalt, rip up the existing single driveway, widen it up to the edge of the house, double driveway, and then spring we'll redo the porch. That's it for now.